I told him about the water test we did, and the water samples, and he assured me that they were going to go up there with that device and listen for water, which.
We are working towards correcting the problem.
Yeah,
I
well,
apologize
the point
to
I'm
the
making,
water authority
the
that
point I'm
wasn't fixed
making is,
previously.
there was, you know, in the past, it was just like, you know, well, it's not our problem, we ain't gonna worry about it.
Right,
You know, the amount of salt that we put on that road this year,
right.
just to try to keep the ice off of it. So I'm hoping this really
Well,
corrects the problem.
I'm hoping, I got put on there at the end of January, so I'm hoping maybe we can get some things done.
Okay, thank you, Carol.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have.
All right, unfinished business. Probably should have brought that up, unfinished
Yeah,
business.
we've taken care of it.
And any more unfinished business? Let's see. Oh, okay. We got advertised for residents to volunteer to work with the zoning committee and the police committee. Okay, this is for,
It's for zoning. Got two for each.
so we got two letters for zoning. One is from former councilperson Bernie Bowser. I can't read his writing.
Junior or senior? I would have, senior.
Senior.
I would appreciate consideration for appointment to approved zoning board. Be advised this would only be for a non-compensated position. Thank you, Bernie Bowser, and it is senior. Okay, from Carol Augustine. This letter is to inform council that I would like to be considered for appointment on the committee that is being rejuvenated to once again present the best zoning ordinance for the citizens of Wkcm. I was on council when the committee was created in 2000 and sat in on meetings until I was appointed to the committee after my council term ended in 2002. I was voted as president of the committee at that time and served in that capacity until the zoning ordinance was turned over to council in 2009 after the two required public meetings. Also during 2002 through 2005, I was on the Armstrong County Comprehensive Plan Steering Committee that met monthly and was working in conjunction with the zoning project. I believe now, as before, that it is in the best interest of all property owners in the borough to have a zoning ordinance in place to uphold the integrity of Wkcm and properly protect the property values of everyone. I regret that I am not present at tonight's meeting, but had prior obligations to the Water Authority. I did attend last month's council meeting when the committee was originally to be selected. She is here.
What's that?
I think she
is
is.
Are there any other residents here that would be interested in sitting on the zoning committee to help get this zoning set up?
How many do we put on a committee? There's no number stated anywhere.
There was 7 when it was created.
Counting that's counting council members.
No,
Just,
there can't be any council
Oh,
members
can't be
on
any
that
council
committee,
members.
but you can sit in on the meeting.
Hmm?
So
Who's
we
on there
actually,
right now? Nobody on there right now? We're gonna start a brand new,
yeah,
I'd advertise for more inquiries. We can't just have,
yeah.
So I thought that the one last meeting, they suggested having new members on it, you know, like, so you had new ideas and,
well, that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I
There's
put an
nobody
ad
on
in
there
the
right
paper.
now.
right.
I
Carol
put
was on it before,
Well,
correct?
that's all right.
Can I say something? Would there be a way, and I was told you could do this, and I don't know how it works, that you can adopt a zoning ordinance from another area, like North Buffalo adopted cranberries, just to get them started, and then they made changes along the way. This way you don't have to wait 2 or 3 months and then have a lot of stuff happen in the borough you don't want to have happen. Can you do that, adopt another borough's ordinance?
I don't know, I mean, I can find out, but I don't
Because I
say
think,
yes or no.
yeah,
I
they,
can.
there were some things they were having problems with, and what they did was they adopted a ordinance.
And then just
Would you like to be on the zoning
No,
committee?
just
I
make
really
amendments.
can't, I really
That can
can't.
be done.
I wish I could, but they adopted from, North Buffalo adopted from Cranberry. And then they got it in place, and then they made changes along the way as they felt they had to do them, adopted amendments to those ordinances. But I think if we wait for another round of people to come around, you're gonna have another month lost, like we're having another month lost because people weren't responding to the sign issue. Every month you wait, we're losing precious time. And you don't know what's gonna be coming in at the Claywood Lumber Building. You don't know signs are gonna be put up along the way through the area. And I really do think we have to get working on this right away. And I wish I could say I could help, but I really.
You seem to have a lot of knowledge that
Well,
would be of
believe
our
me,
community's
up until this
interest.
sign issue, I didn't know too much, but I've been to a lot of meetings, and I have talked to a lot of people. And even getting in touch with people from North Buffalo Township to see what they did. And it must be a fairly good ordinance for them. I don't think they're having any problems. And then take it from there, and do what we need to do. But if we wait another month to get somebody else in, and then another 2, 3, 4, 5 months down the road to get an ordinance, or to get this zoning in place, we may as well forget it, because things are moving fast. Believe me, we left our house one day in peace and came home and found a 12-foot by 40-foot bulletin board flashing our whole neighborhood.
But,
Something's got to be done.
when this was initially, Carol was initially on that committee, it was almost to the point, what council, all they had to do was approve it, or?
Council, we had it to the point, and what we originally started with was an ordinance from somewhere else, and I don't remember which municipality it was, that was similar to West Buchanan. Like for us to take Cranberry Township wouldn't really be suitable because Cranberry Township has a lot of space to build and all that kind of stuff. So what the county did for us was find an ordinance that was in place for a municipality the same type as West Buchanan. Not a whole lot of land to develop and all that kind of stuff. And then we went through and over months and years tweaked it to address specific things in West Buchanan. And the zoning committee did hold, as required, there are 2 public meetings, and then it was turned over to council. And at that point, council had to hold 2 public meetings. There's a time limit in how far between the meetings have to be, and then they can pass. So it was done up to that point, and pretty specific to some issues in West Buchanan.
Well, that should still be somewhere around here,
I
right?
have my copy. There was a copy turned into council.
Yeah, I remember seeing a copy of it. I wasn't on council.
I mean, I didn't bring all that stuff tonight, but I have my, and at that point, it was also, along the line, every time we made changes, the changes were given to Chase McClister, the previous solicitor, so he was up to date with what we were changing, that it was legal and agreed with what, the county comprehensive plan, so there wasn't any conflicts. And so he had also read through that last draft, I think it was draft number 4, I believe. And that was given to council, and at that point, council had to hold 2 meetings, 2 public meetings, and then they could vote.
Can you do yours up?
I know exactly where it's at, yeah, I can get it to you.
Can you bring it to next council meeting?
Sure.
Yeah, because if we already have something
Will that
in
be all right
works
with you, Patty?
that was that far,
Patty, would that be all right with you? We already have something in line.
That's fine, I think, why not do it? But I'm
All right,
telling you, the longer you wait,
Just do that.
you're gonna have a lot happening before.
Well, you still
The
need
thing
to
is,
have,
you have to
you
have
still
two
need to have your
meetings.
committee, like your 7 or however many people you want.
Well, we'll have this, then we can get a committee. At least we have a ground to work on. Yeah, that's how they advertise it in.
I thought they said they submitted to council. So
They
why
did.
did they need a committee?
It died. So you gotta start all over again.
Well, no, actually, you can take the one that was done and council can hold their 2 meetings.
So there wasn't even one meeting. Oh, I thought there was at least a meeting held. or
No, no,
something.
no.
Nothing was done.
The zoning committee held their 2
Oh,
required
okay,
meetings.
so there was
Council,
a-
we handed it to
No
council,
public.
and I don't know what they did.
A resolution.
Yeah. If we don't need the committee, I mean, it's already been done, correct? I mean, how, I don't know, is there,
I don't, I mean, I'd have to look at there's different.
being that the committee advertised twice?
Yeah.
Was it motion the last meeting for them to advertise and restruct the new committees?
Motion to advertise for volunteers. I'm gonna do that again.
So Carly, you don't have a copy of that ordinance, that
I
draft?
very well may, but it's all lumped in the Laura garage, like all of the information, all in codes, which I'll be getting to fairly soon. So whatever I find, I'll pull out for sure.
And why, I mean, I can make a copy of mine and put it.
He wasn't the secretary at that time, correct? So everything was handed to you in codes, right?
Got it.
All right, police committee. We advertised to volunteers to the police committee to explore all of our options for police protection in the municipality. And we got 2 letters of interest.
This one is from Jeffrey Fox. To the West Canaan Council, I, Jeffrey Fox, am interested in being on the committee for the possible regional police department plan. I'm a resident of the borough residing at 219 Arthur Street. I have a unique shift swing at my job, but I hope I can work around or with any schedules of meetings in the future. Thank you, Jeffrey. The other one is from Carol Augustine. This letter is to inform council that I would like to be considered for appointment on the committee to explore options concerning the police coverage for West Virginia. I believe that it makes good financial sense to search out all avenues and make sure that the best coverage for the citizens of the borough is obtained. I believe my extensive experience in accounting and finance would be of great benefit to the committee. In addition, I attended the meeting on April 9th at the courthouse, which was held by a concerned group of citizens to explore the possibility of forming a regional police force, as I wanted to make sure I was informed on this issue that might provide useful to the West Canaan Committee. I regret that I'm not present at tonight's meeting, but had prior obligations to the Water Authority I did attend last month's council meeting, and the committee was originally to be accepted.
We're gonna re-advertise that one also, Carly.
All right. Is there anybody here in the public that would be interested in sitting on the committee? We were asking for 3. We need 1 more. 3 more. Understanding, I'm sure you all understand, this is just basically a fact line. We're just going to explore all the options, what other municipalities can offer us, how much coverage, whether they'll enforce ordinances.
Well, can I ask a question?
Yes.
When it was on the ballot to go with the regional, did it specifically say Katanning, or did you say any?
No, it's a,
And they voted for Katanning?
well, that wasn't a binding
I know,
referendum.
but I mean, when the vote went through, it came through Katanning, and
Yeah.
Katanning got the vote.
Yeah.
The majority.
Well, I just want to make it fair, I know Cliff's been showing me a hard time about this, and, I've said it before, I have no one police department that I'm in favor of. What I'm looking at is where we can get the best protection or the most protection for the best price. That's what I'm looking at. I mean, be it East Franklin comes in, or North Buffalo, or whoever, you know, that's what I want the committee to look into. So, we've got 3 people interested.
Three? Who's the third one?
3.
Okay.
Okay, first one is Jeff Fox. Take the individual. Yep. Second. Right beside the board. Belongs to the
Is that
file.
right now?
Or Allegheny References.
Is that right now?
So there.
Is this what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
You seconded it. Questions on the motion? All those in favor, raise your right hand.
He's been here for different issues.
Yeah. What's that?
Okay.
Carol Augustine. Have you seconded? Questions on the motion to accept Carol Augustine to police committee? No questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand.
I make a motion for Marine One.
I don't know. That's not really a vote of confidence, is it?
Any questions on the motion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. What's that?
Announce the meeting, next meeting,
Oh, when is it?
next Wednesday, 14th, 6 o'clock, commission.
Wednesday, May 14th at 6 p.m. That's,
Yes, and there will be this citizens group that doing by North Buffalo. They're having another meeting at the 14th, next Wednesday, at the Commissioners' room down at the courthouse.
Thank you.
And one question I'd like the police committee to ask them when they're there is, I was at the last one, and they were talking about putting all these municipalities, say like 4 municipalities go together. And my question is, what happens, you know, they're claiming to save money, but what happens if one of those municipalities decides to opt out? Then the other 3 have to pick up the slack?
Sorry.
That's a question I need you to ask.
I think that's still in the very formative stages because they don't have any numbers.
But still.
Yeah, oh yeah, I understand. But I think what that committee needs to find out is talk to East Franklin, because they're the ones that tried to do that before, and see what they tried and what they found out when it didn't work and they had to dissolve it. So maybe we can learn what not to do. I mean, not pointing fingers, but they obviously learned a very valuable lesson.
They had a grant, and once the grant ran out of money, nobody wanted to.
Oh, is that what it was?
you know,
Oh, okay.
One other thing here under unfinished business. I know Paul, you and Kenny, and I don't know if it's Cliff, we're gonna look into this side ordinance. He's got any recommendations or any changes?
We tried getting together and just hasn't happened yet. Has not happened. three of us together.
You can do Zoom, let's, you can make that part of it.
Hopefully there'll be something for next year,
So it doesn't need to be
or
set.
next month, I mean.
All right, move on, new business.
Unfinished, just let
Go
you know
ahead.
the audit is done, and. if-
Well, I was gonna get down to new business.
You wanna-
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's actually new, I guess you could call it new business. All right, new business.
It's coming in, sir.
We'll get at that at the end.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
We got the final invoice from Senate Engineering for their contract for, professional services, from everything to the demolition to the final inspection. And it's, like I said, the final bill, so. Do we wanna pay it now? Is everything okay, good to go, or should we hold off
No,
until?
I think we should hold
I
off.
think we should, I'm sorry for that.
Oh, go ahead, you were up there and look.
There's some inconsistencies in that building. And if this is a final payment, I say we hold off on it until we meet with Senate Engineering and point out what I have found and others have found. I have pictures documenting what I say is wrong with the building, and it should be taken care of before we make any final payment. It's taken this long to get that building complete, and I really didn't know of these inconsistencies until I was called. Eddie and myself went up there today and looked and found numerous, like I say, inconsistencies with a brand-new building. If I'd have built a building like that, I'd have been hung out to dry. And I was in the construction business for almost 40 years. And I've never been, I'd be ashamed of what I've found with this building right now.
They did, actually, they found, there was already a crack. I think you've seen that, Nancy, in the front porch. They just found another one when they were up there
It's
today.
on the concrete.
Yes,
Just the whole way across. The new one we found.
Second crack. Yeah, I would agree with Henry that if we made a final payment to Infinity, okay, that the final payments be made to the general contractor or Senate Engineering till all these problems are corrected. I mean, you're spending $400,000 for a new building, I mean,
Is
you
that
want it
what we
right.
spent, 400,000,
Pretty
or is
close
that
to
what
it.
the, is
close to it.
it?
I mean, you want it done right, you know?
How can it be a final payment and the work's not done?
Well, that's a final payment for Senate Engineering, Infinity.
Yeah, but they're still working up there.
Yeah,
Aren't they supposed to inspect
I
what they're doing now?
I thought they would, I sort of think they dropped the ball the whole way through the inspection.
They're still pouring concrete, and they gotta do the landscaping.
Landscaping, yep.
So that's why we want to hold the payment on.
Well, why would you wanna pay them when the work's not
Well,
done?
they submitted the bill, so what you do is you read the bill and then go from there, and then you either yes or no, and I say no.
Okay. The next item is the final payment request from Central Heating and Plumbing Incorporated. And along with the final payment request, I got their form of maintenance bond, the statement of surety, the contractor's affidavit, and the contractor's release. And it's been reviewed and signed off on by the engineer. The amount's $3,246.80. Like I said, it'd be the final payment request for Central Heating and Plumbing, the HVAC contractor.
Did they run any water through all the lines and so forth and test them? Did they test the sinks? I know the heat's been on.
Well, Central
No,
Plumbing and
nothing.
Heating, all they did was the air conditioning. Enders did the plumbing. Yeah, Enders did the plumbing. They did
Being
the,
too cold to try the air conditioner.
well, they were up there, I forget what it was, because they had to charge those things up.
Yeah.
And you can't do it when it's real cold.
No.
And I know they were up and completed that. So I need motion to pay the final payment request from Central Heating and Plumbing for.
Question on the motion. The auditors have discovered that there have been no prevailing wage sheets submitted for this job. So as an auditor, I would like to request that no payments be made until this issue is figured out.
The engineer has the certified payrolls.
I asked you and you said that we weren't required to have them, and I called.
Not me. I said I don't have
called Mike
them.
Malak, and he hasn't called me back. So has somebody seen them and reviewed them? Because there is an issue with the certified payrolls from the demolition of the old building. And the Department of
All I
Labor.
know is that the engineer has them on file as they're required, but I don't have them because I'm not required to have them. So it's kind of falls under their jurisdiction.
So what's the procedure here?
When did you call him?
I called Mike Malak last Wednesday and left a message.
I don't know, I guess we call him and ask him for him.
Hold off on paying this until next month.
Well, we can actually, we're gonna recess this meeting tonight till next Monday. I look, it's open, so the auditors can give us their report. Bring up.
So you want the certified payrolls, or what am I trying to obtain?
The certified payroll, to make sure that the rates are right, because
For the
The
4
rates-
contractors?
5 contractors, 6 contractors, actually. The 4 that had the original bids, had thumbs up for whatever their name is, doing work. They're to pay certified, or prevailing wage. And also 2 Crew Construction. They're to pay certified, or prevailing wage. Anybody that does any work on a municipal building are to pay prevailing wage. Whether they're a union contractor or not.
Well, hold on for that one, too.
Ken would know that answer, Ken would have that information.
What's that?
Ken have that information if he would just take
The engineer would have all
Shouldn't he
that.
have all that information?
All the prevailing wage records?
But he would know. He would know.
So would I.
As far as the prevailing wage records, I don't think he,
He wouldn't know that, because those are all so different.
all right, let's table that to the next. All right, need a,
Wait, I have one more thing. We have the contract for Town and Country Transit Agreement officer. It's for the fixed route bus service for fiscal year 2014, 2015. And the amount is $3,721.
MCTA.
What
Last
has it
year was-
increased to?
It,
It was a 5% increase, which were mandated by the state. MCTA or any municipal bus operation has a choice of going either 5% up to 25%. And I will abstain from voting on this due to that I am president of the board of MCTA. And when we adopted this increase, we only adopted it at 5% because we know how strapped all the other boroughs are. And it will be a 5% increase probably for the next couple of years because we know the boroughs can't afford a 10 or 15% increase. And we're trying to appease the state with the lowest amount. And if everybody contributes what they have gotten in the contracts, we will be able to meet our obligations with the state. And I think we get about $75,000 from the municipalities, which will equal out to about $1.2 million in reimbursement from the state and federal. So we're almost tripling our money with the amount of money that the boroughs pay MCTA.
How many municipalities or how many areas
Six.
do you have?
We go
Has
right now,
anybody dropped out?
the only one that dropped out is Ford Cliff,
Okay.
but they were originally in the charter, so they are still part of MCTA, even though we do not run buses to Ford Cliff. We done this about a year ago because all we were doing was bringing 2 school children from Ford Cliff to Wkcm to their grandmother's house in a day's time. Most of the time, when we made the run into Ford Cliff, it was always empty. But since we have dropped that, we have gone out to Trader Horn. We are thinking of expanding out a little bit further, and that may be to the rest home. We have inquiries from there, but we have to do a feasibility study on people going out there. And most of these are workers and so on. That's why you'll see sometimes the buses are run empty. But if you're out at 6:30 in the morning or 3 o'clock, we pick up and deliver people to the hospital, out here to the mall.
Do you see a lot of people in our community using it?
Yeah, it's
I mean, do
usually
you
about
have a
the
list
same
of
ones.
people? Like, do they call and say, I'm getting a ride, or
No,
do they just stand out there?
there's
and-
stations, well, like the bus canopy up here at the new building.
Mhm.
Then there's a woman up at Claywood who gets on. There's 2 or 3 down here in front of my house. And they drop off people at the hearing aid place and at the embroidery shop and so forth.
So is there 3 locations then?
There's 3 or 4 locations. If they see
West
somebody
Virginia.
standing at the corner, they are almost obligated to stop and ask them if
At
they're
any
waiting for a
corner.
bus. Yeah.
And they go through the main
They
drag
go
only?
up Arthur Street up to right out here. Then they go over to Cleveland, up around, and so on.
How many times do they go through a day?
They're usually about once an hour,
Once an hour.
and that's nothing unusual. That's good transportation pickup.
All right, we need a motion to approve the contract with Town and Country Transit for 2014-15. The price is $3,721. Need a second? All those in favor? All right, one other thing here. This is from Banks and Engineering Company, Consulting Engineers. Subject, Wkcm Municipal Authority, Arthur Street, North Crescent Avenue, water line replacement. Please be advised that Wkcm Municipal Authority is applying to the Commonwealth Financing Authority for a grant under the PA Small Water and Sewer Program for financial assistance in constructing a water line replacement in Wkcm Borough. Enclosed is a location map showing the proposed facilities. It's going to be from North Crescent right up here, down to Arthur Street. Applicants are required to include as an exhibit with their application a letter from the appropriate planning agency stating that the project is in conformance with the comprehensive land use plans and zoning subdivision codes. We will appreciate having you provide us with a letter indicating that this project meets the applicable Morrow plans. The grant application is due no later than May 16th. We would appreciate you reviewing the letter prior to the date. A scanned copy sent to the email would be acceptable. Thank you for your assistance. So, I don't know if we actually need a motion for that. All we're asking for is a letter.
And then they just water.
Yeah. Yeah. Just stating that. No later than May 16th.
So we could Friday.
That's next Tuesday.
Yeah. Decision.
May 16th.
The 11th is Sunday.
All right, any more new business?
16th of Friday.
I know the auditors, you want to have, present the audit next week?
Yes, I didn't know that if I was gonna be here, because I didn't know how long the audit authority meeting was gonna last. We are done with the audit, we would like to present it to council, but there are some issues that we would like to bring out to you. And so, they were gonna ask for a adjourn meeting, so it doesn't have to be advertised. Adjourn tonight's meeting until it's convenient for council
Well,
and the auditors to
will
meet.
next Monday give you enough time?
Oh, yeah, we're done, we're
Oh,
ready to go.
okay.
I didn't know if I was gonna be
Oh, all
here
right.
because of the water authority.
I mean, can you do it tonight?
You guys wanna stick around for another hour?
We don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. Yeah.
Next Monday night at 6:30.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. I won't be here next
All right.
So,
You know,
is that gonna be official, like, well, we'll recess it.
Monday either.
Well, how about, Wednesday?
Yeah, Mickey said this one, like in 2 nights on Wednesday, fire hall is available.
Available next Wednesday?
This
No, this Wednesday, like in 2 days.
Oh. Well, you want to do it then? We can get
That
out
would be
with-
fine.
Okay, we'll do it, we'll available this Wednesday?
That's fine.
And we'll do it this Wednesday?
Wednesday the 7th. At 6:30?
Yeah. Oh. That's at the same night that,
No.
Oh, no,
that
that's
meeting's-
next week.
No, that's next week.
okay, I'm sorry.
Who cares about talking?
All right, you need a motion to pay the bills?
Well, we're not paying all of them.
These all here. All right, I need a motion to pay the bills. Second. Any questions on the motion to pay the bills? No questions? All right, all those in favor, raise your right hand. All right, we're going to adjourn this meeting till, or recess this meeting till Wednesday, the 7th at 6:30 here at the Fire Hall for the purpose of the auditor's report.
You should have to go
The one we were talking about tonight. One was from. One was from.
I don't have it.